Okay, guys, so as you know, for the past few weeks, we've been doing Monday night Zooms. And what I hope with these Monday Zooms, they are totally based off of action steps. 2 weeks ago, we did a Zoom and it basically taught you how to go through and expand your network, like how to reach out to people, where to look out for them, and so forth, right? And I'm going to go back into my YouTube from where I've saved them, and I'm going to put them in the Level Up page. I'm going to put them in the files so that when people go and they say, okay, I need help with networking, they can go to that Zoom. Last week, we kind of just, what did we do last week? I can't remember right now. I can't remember. It's escaping my mind, and that's probably because it's been a crazy week. But this week, what I thought we could talk about was lives. Next week, I'm just going to give you the heads up right now. We're going to probably be touching base on Instagram because I'm going to launch something here in just a couple days, and it's going to be based off of Instagram. And there's a couple reasons behind that, and I'll get to that. So here's the thing. I have been reading a lot of articles, and I've known for quite some time that Facebook Lives were going to be such a huge thing, but it dawned on me really big, and as silly as this is, when my daughter, my 7, almost 8-year-old daughter, was sitting in the back seat, and she's like sitting there doing a Musical.ly and all up in her face and all this stuff, right? And I'm like, holy crap, the generations that are to come, guys. See, here's the thing with this industry is that you always have to be like adapting to changes of social media, what the platforms are. You're going to have different platforms that are coming about all the time. The biggest ones right now for our company, or for our what we're doing, is Instagram and Facebook, right? But here's the thing, guys. Somebody might come out with something next week that is going to be totally different that you've got people building there. Like, we have people that are on Snapchat and Twitter and Pinterest and all these different areas, YouTube and so forth, right? But what we've seen is the majority of leaders in this industry a lot of times build off of Instagram and Facebook, and then lead to other platforms and continue to build those relationships through those other areas as well. But a lot of times when it comes straight down to the actual sale and closing of it, it does come down to Facebook and Instagram being the two biggest sources, which leads me to why we're going to go and dive into Instagram next week. I'm actually doing a module that I paid for to kind of, and I'm doing it a little bit different. I've always approached Instagram learning how I could get more sales, okay? This time I'm approaching it, how can I be more of an influence on that platform? And by doing that, you're changing the direction of how people view you, which means that you're picking out areas that you want to share, right? You're picking out different stuff that is going to help attract people to you, people that are like you, and we'll get into all that next week. But I'm doing a module. I'm really studying the platform a lot right now, and the reason why I'm doing the module is because I want to reintroduce all of us, myself included. Guys, listen, I was great on Instagram years ago. I am definitely off my game. So basically, it's going to be an August challenge for all of us that are here, and we're going to make our Instagrams bumping by the end of August, right? So we're going to take the entire month of August to just learn. And some of you guys don't even have an Instagram. Don't worry. We'll start there. We're going to start with step A, right? Which is actually creating an Instagram. But tonight's is about lives, okay? And some of you guys are like, I don't want to go live. But what I want to express to you is that it's very important to start going live. It doesn't matter if I did 2 instances today, actually, guys, where I actually was barely on camera when I went live, and we went and had hibachi. Okay. And I recorded. I just went live. I was like, you know what? What the heck? I saw, you got to see dinner and so forth, right? Everybody that interacts on that post, I'm going to go back and comment underneath of what they had to say first. On day 1, you comment. On day 2, write this tip down. Day 1, you comment. On day 2, you go back and like or love or whatever each one of those comments. I promise if you do that, it's going to increase your engagement. So anyways, and then on my way home, I said, you know what? I'm going to share this spot that my dad loves that I always take pictures of when I drive by. If you want to hop on and see it, you know, jump on with me, right? And I just videoed that. So some of you guys might be like, I don't want to get on. I don't even know what to say. I just challenge you. You don't even have to do it every day. Start out with a couple days a week. You know, maybe you're at the park or whatever with your kids and you just want to take a video of them running around and being crazy and you out having fun with your kids. Maybe you are at fairs and festivals. Lots of fairs and stuff like that are going on right now. And you see somebody like, I don't know, twirling batons or like putting on a show or whatever. Go live and share that experience, that live experience with your audience, but give them a little bit of a title. So here's what, and I'm going to have Brittany share a little bit, and I'm going to have Stacy share a little bit tonight too. They both do things a little bit different. But what I want you guys to take out of this is Facebook, Instagram, both, okay? But we're only talking about Facebook tonight, are both really, really, really trying to get people to go live video, live stream. Why? Because it's a feature that Facebook has. They also want you to use their filters, okay? They want you to use their filters on your Facebook post. So all these apps are great, and you can still use those other apps that you use for like filters and so forth. But when you go live or you post a picture, if you just throw one of Facebook filters on it, it's going to increase your engagement. It's going to increase your visibility because Facebook likes that stuff because you're using their stuff. Just like if you write on a picture or whatever, or however you want to do it. So when it comes to the lives, though, there's a couple things. You want to have a catchy title. You want to have something that is going to grab the audience's attention, okay? Maybe it's you're up in the morning or whatever, okay? Maybe it's something that you're debating on and you want people's opinions. People love to give their opinions, guys. Sometimes I like to put some kind of smart ass response up. Just being honest with you guys. Sometimes I like to put something very like out of the blue. You don't know what the heck I'm going to do with it, but people want to check in because they want to see it. Sometimes I'll be stupid and be like, you know, I'm going to do a makeup tutorial. And like 1,000 times during that makeup tutorial, I'm like, I do not sell this stuff, and so forth, right? But you want to do a catchy title, something that's going to draw people in. Maybe you're making something. Maybe you are being crafty or whatever. Some people like to do Instapot. Some people like to do their lifestyle mix and, you know, combine different stuff. Maybe you are decorating a cake or doing an activity with your kids or you know, whatever it is, guys, or maybe you just want to share somebody's experience or you want to share your experience or what this opportunity can do for you. It does not need to be business related all the time. Okay. It does not need to be business related all the time. But if you are doing, and another reason why I thought Brittany and Stacy were a good combination for this is because Brittany does share normal life, but almost every day it is literally like her getting up, making her mix, doing her step 2 and 3. She's already done step 1. And she's also, people know her and know like lots about her life and so forth from that. But then Stacy, on the other hand, likes to go live at night and she likes to talk about you know, sure, she talks about the opportunity or the products and stuff like that sometimes too, but she also likes to talk about things that are just on her mind and things that she just feels like she's got to get out of her or talk about or just wants to hear other people's opinions and so forth, right? So what you're going to get out of that is that people want to engage. You want people to engage. So you want to ask people questions. Maybe you can ask them where they're from, you know, where's everybody from that is on this live right now? Ask people to put their city or state or something like that. You can ask questions. Maybe you are talking about like, I don't know what movie to watch, or somebody said this movie was really good. tell me what your favorite movie is in the comments or whatever. There used to be a lot of times where people would be like, drop a 1, drop a 2, drop a 3, blah, blah, blah. To me, I personally like when people actually drop an answer. And Facebook picks up on the fact that those answers are different and that you're getting responses and not just numbers, okay? So I've been doing a lot of reading about this, and what I'm seeing is that at first people were like, just do this and ask people to drop a 1, drop a replay, drop, whatever. But Facebook is smart, guys, and, they start to pick up on that kind of stuff. So they want you to actually engage and answer questions. And not only that, when somebody gives you a response and they're not just giving you a 1 and they're telling you where they're from, you can actually comment, oh, I've never been there before. Oh, I was there last summer. It gives you something when they say more than a number to respond to versus just a number, right? And then you can go back and like that post. And what that does is every time you comment, every time you like, it boosts your engagement and it boosts the people that see it. So you also want to make sure anytime you go live that it is public. You guys, I cannot tell you over the years how many times I have signed somebody that saw another friend comment on my post, all right, and it showed up somehow, some way in their timeline. And they said, wait a second, I'm friends with Amanda. Why am I not friends with her on Facebook? Boom, friend request, a message, somebody's joining my team, ordering products or whatever, right? So don't do those privately unless you're going to do something you don't want other people to see or something. Make sure that you're doing that public so that you increase your reach. Let's see. Another thing is too, I know that a lot of you guys are hesitant and scared to go live without somebody else. I think it's a wonderful thing to go live with somebody else. Okay. I think it's a great way to introduce your business, for you to break that kind of shell. But I want to encourage you guys that when you go live, that it is your reach. It is your crowd, your influence, the people watching you. So you can go live all day long with 1,000 different people. And here's the thing, guys, it's good to help your new promoter get started. You go live on their page, they hit the live button and add you into it. You're going to teach them how to do that, all right? But I want you to realize, though, that you want to introduce your audience, okay? So you always want to make sure whoever's audience you're trying to reach the most, that's the person that you go live on their page, all right? So for instance, I wouldn't necessarily want to go live with one of my brand new promoters and me launch it, because here's the thing. A lot of the people that are going to see that are going to be my audience, okay? And whenever somebody adds me to a video, my audience always jumps on. All right. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. Is it great when you're launching? Absolutely. Is it something that you want to do all the time? No, you don't. For the simple fact that you want your friends and family to see you. Okay. You don't want them to see Brittany. Okay. You don't want them to see Brittany. You don't want them to fall in love with Brittany and go join Brittany. You want people to see you. All right. So I love you all, but, and I think it's great to tag team it up every now and again. But the reality of it is that your audience needs to fall in love with you. Okay. They need to fall in love with you. They're going to get to know you. You're going to have your own unique spin. You might do your own personal topics. You're going to find whatever it is. Whatever you do, guys, you want to make sure that you are providing value. All right, value. And some of you guys might be like, yeah, but you went live about hibachi. You went live about, your thing. Well, here's the thing. Those were things that I was doing in my life. I really wasn't trying to get huge amounts of engagement. The whole reason why I did that is honestly, for one, I was hibachi, and you never know what's going to happen at hibachi, right? Especially if my kid finally caught something in her darn mouth after all these years of going to hibachi and them throwing stuff and she never catches it. Or, just sharing a moment with people, going through where my dad, loves that area. And that's something special to me. And guess what? People that care about me or maybe that just are curious because people are nosy, right? They're going to want to watch that. They're going to want to check that out. They might not be able to check it right now, but they're going to see that because it's in my title. This is where you always see me post pictures about, right? So people are curious. So it's going to make people, the Icy Roll Live. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. See, some of you guys are like, what is she talking about? Icy Roll Live. My daughter wanted an icy roll. We were at a mall getting my other daughter's phone fixed, and I've never seen the icy rolls, like where they roll the ice cream up and thing. But here's the thing, is like other people are like, what the heck is that? They're like, what is that? I want to check it out, right? So that is a value. It doesn't have to be sales. Okay, it does not have to be you just selling a product. It doesn't have to be anything else, right? But the more you do it, I'm not talking about 20 times a day. I'm talking about like 1 time a day, or maybe you go live twice, whatever. But just doing it, all right, is going to increase your audience. It's going to increase your engagement. It's going to increase the people that get to know you. And when people get to know you, they trust you. And that is when they're going to order from you and join you. So I could just go on and on and on. You want to ask people to share it. You want to ask people to like it. You want to ask people to tag people. You want to ask people to, communicate with you. You want to call people out and call them names, like not call them names. Maybe I should have said that a little differently, but I'm saying, like, say, a little bit ago, Cindy said something on one of my lives, and I was like, hi, Cindy, how are you? And so forth. Now, you can't do that all the time, because you'll be like, sometimes you'll get a lot of people jumping on. And anyways, you can just communicate back and forth with your audience. You don't want to just end up being like talking to people and never answering anything. But also just kind of being like a robot and just going by like a thing. People want to see the real authentic you. I promise you that if you will take the challenge of going live every day, even for this next week, that you are going to see an increase from when you went live the first day. And here's the thing, guys, you will probably not have very many people hop on when you first start this. You might have a couple views, all right? You might have 1 or 2 people that like it or hop on and watch it or whatever. But I promise you, if you keep on going, you're going to see those numbers, and you're going to start to realize like what people react to and how people respond. And it is going to change your business. And as social media continues to evolve, what you're going to notice is, like, you can go live now on Instagram. There's Instagram live TV. There's, Facebook live. Obviously, they're saying by 2020 that 90% of social media platforms will be video. So what you're noticing now is that, like I said with my daughter earlier, which some of you guys might be like, this isn't correlating. What I want you guys to realize is that the new age of people coming out of like high school, that are going to be people that are interested in joining this industry at some point or another over the next couple of years, they are already attuned with social media. Okay. They are already on Instagram and Snapchat. And this isn't something that they're just now learning. They've already been on these platforms. They already have friends. Like my daughter has okay, let me just tell you, like my 15-year-old daughter has been on Instagram for like the past year solid, about a year and a half before I made her delete her last one. But she has like 900 followers or something like that on Instagram. And anytime that she does a Facebook stories, anytime she makes a post, anytime she has 150 to 200 likes on her post easily. And she's private. Okay. So imagine if she was public, the reach that she would have. Now, she's not trying to do a business aspect, so she's not using hashtags like like everybody that is in business does. Oh, and that's another tip too that we'll get into, but I'll tell you the magic number. And it used to be do it in the first comment, but on the module that I'm learning, if you are on Instagram, and then I'll shut up about that. If you are on Instagram, they're saying now to use no more than 20 hashtags, but 20 is a good number. So 10 to 20 hashtags, not 30, and to put them in the actual post versus in the first comment. So anyways, I'm sorry. I just wanted to share that. So if you are doing it, it will help you. And then I'm going to have Brittany because she does in the mornings, and then we'll go to Stacy because Brittany kind of starts out her day. And I just want her to share because she had never gone live, guys, prior to this business. So Brittany, you want to talk and share? Oh gosh, hold on, let me mute this. I think I saw a butt. Did I see a butt? Okay, that's a hand. Good. Oh, let me unmute you. Okay, you're good.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know what that was either. Anyway, hello. So it's funny because normally I start every live every morning and I say good morning. And if my husband's with me, he mocks me. So it's really funny. But literally from the very first day I joined Lavelle, seriously signing up with Amanda the night before. I had never tried it. I've never got my package. I went live that next day and I'm like, guys, I don't know what I just did. I think I ordered these stickers. I hope they work. I don't know if they're going to work. So literally from day one, I took people on my journey with me and I kept them updated. But here lately, after doing all of that, I started doing, because I wasn't in the beginning a person that took their capsules as soon as their feet hit the floor like I was supposed to. But now I do. And because I was thinking, I can't tell my customers to do that if I'm taking my capsules on my live. It didn't make sense. So now every morning I wake up, except for Sunday mornings when we have church, and I have a hashtag. It's called Morning Chats with Brittany every single morning. And the reason I have that is because somebody can even look that up and find me. But every single morning, like Amanda said, I do my step 2 and sometimes my step 3. It depends on if my kids get in the way. I have 5 kids. My lives are not always the calmest or the smoothest or the most interesting. There's even some mornings where I have no idea what to title this live today, but here we go. And that's just it. But people tune in every single morning because they expect me to get on every single morning and they see me disciplined with my Thrive products. And since I've been doing that, at least probably once a day or once every other day, I have somebody contact me about my products and say, I see you doing it every morning. What is it? How does it work? Can you tell me more about it? Can I get a sample? And that's because I don't talk, like Amanda said, I normally don't even talk about the products. I'm literally sitting there saying, I'm going to make my lifestyle mix. And then I just talk. I talk about, and my husband's phone's going off back there. I don't know what it's doing. I think he's on Instagram on a commercial. He's been trying to work Instagram, Amanda, so he's been trying to take your tips. So I'm terrible at Instagram, so I'm excited about that. But I've built my business 100% from Facebook. I have 5 kids. I can't get out of the house. So literally my Facebook to some people is probably like a reality show. If my kids were up and they were crazy the night before, I talk about it. If they're on live flipping out, people see it. If my hair hasn't been washed in 3 or 4 days, I'll let them know. I seriously have dry shampoo in my hair. This is the 4th day I've had this mom bun, but it's relatable to some people. Every person can't take a bath and wash their hair and put on makeup and straighten it every day. I think this is the most makeup I've had on live in ever this morning. Or if I'm late, I'll take a picture. Yeah.
I want to say this. I was reading today that I was reading an article about this very thing where you said, people get on, it's like a reality show. And I want you guys to think about, I don't know how old all of you guys are, but I can tell you, when I was growing up, and this was in the article, the girl was talking about how she used to rush home to get home by 3 o'clock so that she could watch TRL. And a lot of us that never had DVR or on demand or any of that business, we had shows that we looked forward to getting home and watching, right? So when you start to do this, what happens is you create an audience. You really do create an audience of people that look forward to seeing you go live. And you'll find, and I'm going to shut up and let Brittany get back to what she was talking about, but you'll find that you'll have a lot of the same crowd that will come and join in, and as that crowd, it just starts expanding and growing. Oh no, did we lose Brittany in the process? Brittany, did we lose you? Did she get kicked off? Oh crap, I shouldn't have ran my mouth because now she got kicked off. But what you're going to notice is, until she comes back, what you're going to notice is you're going to get a lot of people that literally are going to start looking into your life, and you're going to be like, you're going to have a choice of what kind of impression you're going to have. Hope that you're not perfect, that you have a crazy amount of kids going crazy every day or whatever, right? They get to know you. Like, everybody knows my kid does unicorns and loves to be like on camera, you know? So, sorry, Brittany, go ahead and talk. We lost you for a second.
Yeah, my can you hear me?
Yeah.
My laptop died. So yay. But it's like Amanda said, when I first started out, when I started doing my morning lives, I would get maybe 1, 2, 3 likes. But now I honestly average at a minimum about 20 likes every single video every morning. And I've been noticing lately, depending on the topic, like this morning I talked about my kids and how sometimes they get on my nerves and things like that. And sometimes my lives are terrible and sometimes they're great. But I always have these people that are supporting me and talking to me. And there's also, when you do your lives now, there's these little things that come up. And when their names come up and you click wave, has anybody seen that? It says wave beside it. It actually waves at them on the screen. And I get more comments underneath that because they're using their wave thing to wave back at me. So it's more of that. And I've always tried to be the person that says, drop a 1 in the comments, drop a 2. But it never worked for me. So that works for some people. But for me, I feel like sometimes, like, I'll try to be Kayla Fox sometime and say, watch for the replay. And I just can't. It's not me. So find who you are. Don't try to be like anybody else. Be excited. Don't say, I tried my Thrive today and I'm just so excited. Be excited about something, because I'll see people and say, well, you stayed up all night with your kids and you get up. What was that guy that said something to you about at work? He's like, how do y'all stay up every night and your wife's like bouncing off the walls every morning? He's like, because she uses Thrive. And I've gone to Bible schools with my kids and gone to Walmart, and I'll see people, like, I'm your local Walmart girl, and I'll see people, they say, ain't you that girl that goes live on Facebook that talks about that Thrive stuff? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. And they're like, oh, I watch you every day. And these people don't even like my lives, but they're watching me, and people see me. It's really weird. My kids are like, you're famous on Facebook, Mom. I'm like, no, I'm really not. It's just a small town. But people watch you, and they'll begin to see that you're not just in it to make money, that you really genuinely want to help people. Do I talk about products? When I get a product box in, I normally open it every time I'm live and show it. I get every single time I get a package from Lavelle, I open it on live. I normally wait until in the morning so I can talk about it while I'm making my smoothie, or I talk about my burn. And things like that people connect to, because once again, I'm a hot mess. They see that I have bad days. I went live the other day and talked about how I had a really bad day. It wasn't a morning live, but people connect to it. So be real and be honest, and let people be involved in your life, because the more involved and the more they know you, like Amanda said, the more they're going to trust you. I think probably everybody that's friends with me on Facebook knows everything about my life. The good days, the bad days, that my son has autism, that I have a daughter that has ADHD, that we have 5 kids, that my husband's gone half the time. I have 2 crazy businesses. I'm super busy all the time. Our son wakes up at 2 o'clock in the morning and keeps us up all night, but yet we're still thriving and energized all day long. So whether they connect with it or not, they see that Thrive is doing something to change our life, and they've watched it financially change our life too. So taking them on that journey is just that biggest thing, and being consistent. I have a promoter on here named Julie, and she never really went live. She was like, I don't know what to talk about. I'm nervous. And it was really scary for her. But I think it was last month, she went live almost every single day, and you would not believe the new free customer accounts and ordering customers that she got last month. And she said this month, she said, I didn't go live as much as I did last month, and I could tell a huge difference in people not connecting with me, and people not wanting an account, and people not being interested. So it does make a difference whether you realize it or not. And like she said, always set them on public. And I was taking notes while you was talking too, because I'm terrible at commenting underneath it. I'm terrible at that. So I need to get better on that. But yeah, and if anybody ever wants any tips, you can go watch my crazy videos and see my crazy kids. Let people fall in love with your life, and
Yeah,
And that's really all it is.
They really do. And, you know, I saw in the comments, somebody had asked, how did you get over your fear? I think for the biggest part is that the only way, guys, you're going to break that fear is just stepping out and doing it. And here's something that a lot of people have told me. And when I was reading, because people are like, I'm super intimidated to do it. Go live to yourself. You can set it to only be only you. Go live to yourself and kind of just do it a couple times to like get yourself feeling okay. But honestly, it kind of is creepier when you're by yourself, because then you have like zero feedback, and then you just feel like you're just sitting there talking to yourself. So I can tell you, like, when I used to go and do videos and upload them to YouTube before Facebook had live, I would be shaking and I'd record myself like 20 million times. And lives actually allowed me to feel more authentic and real and more confident in what I was talking about, because it was like, hey, here's me. I'm not trying to be anything that I'm not. This isn't perfect. I'm probably going to screw up. And people can relate to that. And that is more duplicatable than, you know, having a perfect everything. Like I see some people with things, you know, with awesome backgrounds and stuff, and I'm like, man, they've got their shit together. And I'll just be honest with you, I try to have a good background and I end up.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
Literally, there's a lot of times where sometimes I'll get something really, like Stacy did the other night. She had something that was really on her heart. And a lot of times when you feel really scared to talk about that and something you want to share, and you're like, people are going to judge me, what are they going to think? A lot of times those lives are going to get people connected to you the most, because you're raw and you're real and you're honest. And I know Stacy's blew up after that, but it was something that people can connect to, and they're like, wow, she's freaking real. She's not plastic. She's not a Barbie. It's like I said, every morning I'm just in my kitchen. If it's a mess, it's a mess. If my kids are beating each other up in the background, they're beating each other up. And I'm going to tell you, there's mornings where I get up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I do not want to go live this morning. And I don't. And I'm like, oh. But I know that regardless if somebody's sick or if I'm still tired because I was up way too many hours, I know that people are going to be expecting me to do that. And I know this is a part of my job. And people are, and I consider that as a job. And when I get on there too, I let people know that this is my time to connect with adults, because I'm like, I'm stuck in the house all day. Thank you guys so much for talking to me or keeping me. So look at it like that. Even if you don't want to go live, even if you don't want to do it, if your job told you to do it, if it's getting you some kind of feedback, even not in the beginning, it'll pay off. It really will.
Yeah, that was good. That was good stuff, guys. Stace, before you get started, Giselle, I seen you come in. Can I add something real quick? Add it, babe. Add it.
Hi. Okay, I just wanted to say really quick that I want, you know, I had to think about, you know, just because it was so simple for me to go live, I wanted to tell you, everyone gets nervous, they do, but one of the things that we do is really put it on ourselves, because we're so into being perfect for everybody. We want people to think something about us than really know us for who we are. So I think it really starts inside first, because if you can't go live, believe it or not, going live is probably one of the best things to do, because you really have nobody coming back to you and saying anything. You really can't even read the comments. So it really starts inside. It really starts with you first, and really getting to the mindset of, you know what? I want people to love me for me. I want people to know me for me. I mean, if people think that I'm weird and I talk a lot and everything, you know what? That's the same Giselle that they're going to get if I was off of live. So honestly, a lot of the fear that people have about going live, it doesn't even really have anything to do with anybody else. It has to do with us putting pressure on ourselves to be someone that we want the whole world to think we are, rather than just giving somebody a chance to love us where we are, you know, regardless of how we are. So I love that Britt said that, you know, you can't, and I'm saying this from experience, guys. I was that person that would take a picture and literally spend 5 hours on just trying to get the right wording, not even lives, until you're like, oh my goodness, it's 6 o'clock, forget it, missed the chance to post that. And so you lost the chance of blessing so many people. So the last thing I'll say is, if we put ourselves in a mindset of, you know what, this really isn't even about me. Let me see how many lives that I can touch, how many people that I can bless with being who I am, transparent, realizing that I'm worthy enough to be loved in the place that I am. We will like release so much pressure off of ourselves and just be. That's it. And whoever doesn't like it, they don't have to come back to your live. That's the beauty of it. I mean, it's social media and you get to pick and choose who you're going to watch and who you're not. So I just want to throw that in there. Love you.
No, I think that's all great. And it's so in tune with kind of where some of the areas that I'm going to be working on next week when we talk about branding and so forth of yourself and who you are. You know, it's easy to see these perfect little pictures and perfect Instagrams of people that are like, I'm a social media coach or influencer or, you know, top leader in such and such company or whatever. It's easy to see that and feel intimidated and be like, holy crap, like, what did this girl do? Go to school for professional photography, journalism? Like, what the heck is she doing, right? But
Right.
here's the thing, guys, is like people catch on to your consistency of whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's a product that you're sharing, whether it's a live that you're going live, and they want to know part of your life. People are nitty and they want to know stuff and they want to give their opinions and they want to hear your opinions and they want to disagree and fight with you sometimes. But seriously, like people want that stuff. They do. They just do. All right. And a lot of us don't have, like, I don't have a lot of friends outside of the people that I know from social media. I mean, I have a few and I see them here and there, but for the most part, the people I see the most are people that I see on social media, my team, the people that I meet, you know, through Instagram or whatever. Those are who I have the most interactions with, really, because that's where I've built my business over the last few years. Somebody asked, and then we'll go into Stacy. Somebody asked, what if your comfort zone is being funny? It's hard sometimes when you're to be hilarious every day. Well, here's the thing, is that you don't want to stay in your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is a great place to start, but then you want to expand on that. So here's the deal. If you think that you are kind of just funny and that's something that's natural for you, then I can promise you, no matter what your live is about, people are going to be entertained because you're going to find little jokes that you're cracking throughout your live that are going to catch people's attention. And that's, it's honestly, sometimes when you are somebody that is like just naturally funny, I'm not a naturally funny person. However, I do have people that laugh. I have people that cry with me. I have people that enjoy my lives just because they feel like they get to know me. They feel like they're like my best friend. They kind of just whatever. But I've also done things a little bit different than some others, is that I literally have always kind of just stayed true to who I was when I was live. I've just really been very transparent. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just sharing this. I look like crap. This is a really deep, dark secret. Listen, guys, I went live 15 minutes before my dad passed in his room talking to my father. And some people will have their opinions on that and think like, why is she on a live? Is she trying to get business? No, I was on a live not to get business. I was on a live because I wanted my dad's message that I wanted other people to hear, but I wanted him to hear it all in one. It was a very personal moment, and he died 15 minutes after that live. And I want you guys to understand that there's going to be reasons why people do things, and it's not always for business reasons. It's because it's very personal to them. And when you start doing these kind of things and you realize that you're reaching so many people and you're helping a lot of people, you want people, you want to go through things with people. You want to share things with people. And it becomes a very personal thing for yourself. And business just so happens to be kind of correlated into that because you want to share these moments of excitement, happiness. Last month we went live with Aubrey when she hit 200K, because Kaylee was like, I'll FaceTime you. I'm like, oh, wait, why don't you just go live? Then we can all be there, right? And it was just like, it was a moment in time that we wanted to capture, right? So when you start thinking of it like that, is having these moments, having this stuff that, you know, maybe you're great at like something and you just want to share it. You know, you can go live about a personal development book that you're reading and something that you learned. You can go live about something that you figured out, I don't know, maybe you're crocheting or something and you want to teach people how to crochet, or you want to teach people how to knit, or, you know, that lettering business stuff that is super fancy and pretty that I wish like I could do, but I really don't have the like patience to teach myself for that. But what I'm saying is that you've got to find what it is for you that really excites you and you're passionate about and that you can talk about. And yes, it might be products one day, but it's not always going to be about products. It can't always be about products. You've got to mix a little bit of yourself in there. And that is what is going to draw people in ultimately at the end of the day. And the products and stuff are just something that are part of what you're doing, and people are curious and they're going to end up asking. Okay. So Stacy, because you know I'll keep on talking.
Amanda, you will not keep on talking. I don't believe it. Ever.
Oh.
Ever.
All right. So you do things totally a little bit different, right? How do you deal with haters? I'm just going to answer this. Haters get blocked on the spot. Like, I don't have no time for that, no business for that. And if I get like somebody that's like totally creepy or something on my lives, they're blocked on the spot. And I normally call them out on my lives. I have a habit of calling people an asshole. I don't know who you are, but you're blocked. Like, I totally straight up say that. I'm not telling you to do that or call people assholes, because, oh my gosh, like some of you guys, like seriously, like if you said that on a live, people would be like, is she off her rocker? Is she on medicine? I mean, what's going on? But for me, it's totally normal if I called somebody an asshole in my life, because that's just who I am, right? So, Stacy, go with it. Go with it.
Okay, so I'm going to apologize in advance. So this is funny, right? This is hard for me. I'm sweaty and shaky on a Zoom. It's so stupid, right? So for all of you guys that are like, how do you get over like being nervous? You don't, you just do it. You muscle through, because that's how we learn and that's how we grow. And I shared this with my team last night, and then I promise I'll talk lives, but my son is a senior in high school this year, and he is amazing. He came home, his teacher taught him about comfort zones this past week. And they told them that basically, you know, your comfort zone, imagine it like a room, like a living room. And if you can imagine it like a living room, you can rearrange the furniture as many times as you want in that living room. All it's going to do is provide temporary relief for you. There's going to be no growth. The goal for every single one of you guys with live videos should be to get yourself outside that room. So if it feels hard, that's awesome. Somebody asked, you know, how can you get comfortable? You can go live to yourself. You can go live to your teammates. You can create, which my team is in the process of doing right now. We're creating just a group that's nothing but, nobody goes in and watches it. You just go in there and you can practice lives. You can go live to 3 of your best friends. I can go live just to Amanda if I'm pissed off because somebody cut me off in the grocery store parking lot and I don't want to wear orange tonight. Okay? Like, you can do a million things to practice going live. So there's that. I have a list because I'm very list oriented, and if I don't, I'll be all over the place.
Like I was.
No,
okay, go
like
ahead.
I have to be so organized. So I've just got little notes written down. And if you guys have questions, Amanda, just interrupt me. But I'm really good with lists because this is my nervous thing. I'm okay with other stuff, but Amanda will tell you, and anybody else that's been with me, you put me on a stage in front of people, I literally will have a heart attack. I shake, I sweat, I freak out. Like, this stuff is the harder stuff for me. Somebody mentioned earlier, I think Brittany was like, you know, I go live with a bun and I'm a hot mess and I'm the mom and I'm in the morning. I think that's awesome. The one thing I want to add to that, though, is just remember, like, people want to see you like that. They want to see you natural. They want to see you looking like you. They don't care about Barbie, okay? They don't. But honest to goodness, if you were up like drinking all night and you look like a complete trash bag, brush your teeth and like look like a human, because you are representing your business. Look natural, look fun, whatever, but like at least take care of yourself a little bit. Don't look like a complete trash bag altogether. Natural is cool, trash bag is not good, okay?
So waking up after having kids all night crazy, is a one look.
Right.
Being out shit-faced drunk and having your mascara run down your face and
Correct.
like you just walked straight out of the bar is a no, right?
That's a no-no. Don't go live when you're out drinking and
and listen, you guys, I love you. And there are lots of you all that smoke, vape, do marijuana. I totally said that like that on purpose just to be stupid, but for real, don't do it on a live. Okay, don't do it on a live. It does not do you any justice. If you are a vape person, nobody wants to see your smoke and listen to you talk about health and wellness products. Okay, nobody wants to see that business. Don't do it. Okay, there's our friendly reminder. Go ahead, Stacy.
Yeah, that's a huge thing for me. Even like it drives me nuts when I have Zooms and my team is like smoking on a Zoom. Like turn off your video. It's just
and make sure you have clothes on too if you're gonna have.
I smoke. Okay, but other things, make your title catchy, but don't be misleading. Don't make it sound like you're like going to give birth to a child and then you're going live about rest. Okay, like because then people will feel betrayed and they won't tune in the next time. So make it catchy, make it exciting, make it funny, but don't make it misleading. Every time you do a live, literally talk on the live like you're talking to one person, they're your best friend. Like that is a huge, huge strength of mine as far as that goes. How do you do it when you're fearful? You just hit the button. Every single night, it's a wrestle. You guys, I swear you can PM my husband, ask him, I'm a mental case. I'm like, oh my God, I have to do a live. Like I'm walking around the house, I'm like, pump myself up, do the live. And I literally just sit down in my bed and I hit the button and I'm like, let's do it. And once I go, I'm fine. You just do it scared. You know what I mean? I have a kind of strict rule about myself when I do lives, and actually anything that I post on my Facebook page, period. Every single time I go live, I want something to inspire, engage, inform, entertain, or educate. If it doesn't do one of those things, there's no reason for me to go live or post about it at all on Facebook. Ever, ever, ever. For those of you guys that are afraid to just turn around and get the camera on you today, think about doing lives of your pets, of sunsets, of sunrises, of nature, of your kids, of things like that. You can start there, and I promise it gets really, really easy. Like then you can flip it around and be like, oh my gosh, my son's so cute. Back to my son. Like it gets easier as you go. So that's a good tip. You have to remember that we no longer live in the age of information. This was mind blowing to me when somebody taught me this. We used to live in the age of information. People wanted, information was everything. That is gone. We live in the age of voyeurism. And there's no other way to break it down, but people are creepy. They want to be voyeurs. They want to live in your life. They want to see what you do. They want to know you have a booger on your nose. They want to see what you're wearing. I mean, honestly, if we could have smell-o-vision, they would want that. It is God's honest truth. They want to be in your skin. So knowing that and taking that and understanding that, people want to see you. They want to see your mannerisms. They want to hear the inflection of your voice. They're going to be able to tell whether or not you're genuine, which is a huge, huge deal. Yes, use the filters and things like that, but don't go through all of your lives like as Bozo the Clown or like a mime or whatever, because people can't really connect with you and get to know you. Obviously, be relatable. I mess with my brain. I try to teach myself every time I go live, I'm making $10,000. Every time I go live, I'm making $10,000. If you think about every task like that, for this small task, I'm going to make $10,000 for adding, following 50 people on Instagram. Think about your tasks like that. I'm making 10 grand for going live right now because you are, just not right now. Okay. Be vulnerable. That is like my biggest secret. I go live once some of my kids are in bed, and I'm chill and I can get real and I can think about the things about my day. My husband has a great word for it. Unfortunately, he's not here. So I'm just going to call it the silver lining. A lot of times I talk about things that really have pissed me off or bothered me or hurt me or upset me or something that I heard, but I turn it around into a lesson. I share with people because those are the things, like it's the squeaky wheel thing, like everybody can relate with something that happened today and then take a good lesson from it. And that's how people like learn to trust you and believe in you and feel like you're inspiring. That said, it's very close, okay? I've got a girl on my team. She's like a sister to me. She knows I'm always on her ass. Like I see her go live and I'm like, bird, because she likes to get on rants sometimes. And I have to remind her there's a difference between going live and teaching and inspiring and engaging and ranting. And once you start ranting, people tune you out. They tune you out. Amanda said, Brittany said, every time you go live, don't go live about your products every time. Don't go live about your opportunity every time. You damn betcha they're going to see my DFTs. They're going to see my products in the background. They're going to see, you know, my work desk, whatever it is. But it's very rare for me to go live about products or the opportunity. In fact, 2 nights ago, I went live about the opportunity for the first time ever in probably 6 months, just the opportunity. And I enrolled 2 promoters from it because it is rare. I'm not shoving it down people's throats. If people are watching my adventure, they know what I do. They know what I use. They're going to ask questions. You know what I mean? Just like Brittany, she's sitting there drinking her lifestyle mix. They know damn well what she's doing. And when they're ready to ask, they're going to ask. And they see her consistent every single day.
I want to add, I have a girl that I follow on social media, and she only goes live about her products and opportunity, and she does it every single Monday night. She doesn't do it any other time. She never, ever, ever goes live about anything else. She posts about her products and stuff like that on a regular basis, but the only time she goes live about her products or opportunity are on Monday nights at, I think, 8 o'clock or something like that. And the rest of the week she goes live, but it's always about something different. But it's also, she's more of like a kind of like, she wants to teach people stuff. And guys, I'm going to warn you, try not to get caught up in all the jibber jabber of you got to bring value. Yes, you need to bring value, but don't sit there all day trying to figure out what can I teach people. Okay. Sit there and think about what has affected you and share it. Just like Stacy's telling you right now, you know, something that she's gone through that she's learned from or whatever, that is going to be more valuable than just sharing a bunch of tips about this and that. I think most of us that have been doing lives for a while have definitely struggled and thought that we always had to be bringing something to the table. But when we realized like just us going live, like was seriously enough, then we realized that we were the value that we were bringing and what we had to share. Go ahead. Sorry, Stace.
No, never be sorry. You're always brilliant. And I think that's another thing you just brought to my brain. You guys, if you're nervous, do something else while you're live. Like talk to people about whatever you're going to talk to them about while you're cooking. Everybody cooks. They like to see how you chop your green peppers. It's so creepy and weird, but it's so true. I read from personal development all the time, and that's how I teach my team. They're not talking directly to the camera. They're reading a flippin' book, okay? So that's a big deal too. I think I wrote down like 3 other things. If you guys know anything about psychology and the human condition, human beings are not meant to be alone. Our brain is not meant to be alone. We were not put on this earth to be solitary creatures. And it sounds crazy, but you guys have no idea who you're going to connect with when you go live, okay? People need that connection. They need to know that they're going to see Brittany every morning at 7:30. They need to know that they're going to see Stacey every night, you know, ranting about, not ranting, but, you know, talking about integrity at 8 o'clock. If you're doing it right and you're consistent and you're on a schedule, there are 7 days a week, you guys, I get messages, what time are you going live tonight so that I can pay attention? Are you going live tonight? Can I watch your live back? Blah, 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 blah. Like if you're doing it and you're consistent, you're going to get people excited and engaged. My biggest thing is that for me, my live video goals, and I'm no crazy guru. I'm not a 200K yet. I'm not a millionaire yet. But my goal with my live videos every single day is that I want to attract different types of personalities. So I'm not making the same live video every day. Sometimes I'm talking about, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm going to, you know, fly to Pennsylvania and road trip to Tennessee. And I'm going to do this for the leadership retreat. It's going to be so much fun because I'm talking to blues. And then sometimes I go live and I'm straight talking about money and what we're doing and what we're buying because those are my reds. And then other times I'm talking completely about friendship. Like last night I went live, my girl Shayna sent me a gift because she knew what I was going through health-wise. And like people are like, oh my God, like I want friendships like that. My son is 17 and he said, Mom, what's the countdown? How many days until I get to become a 12K because I want gifts? Like those are and it's my kid, you know what I mean? And then you've got your greens where they're always wanting to be learning something. If you watch my page and you see me post random facts about butterflies and adult Japanese adoption, it's because I'm pulling my greens in. I'm pulling my greens and they're fact-based people. So you want to be posting about all different types of things as far as that goes. And then I was just going to share like the biggest thing. Brittany and I are so different in our lives, but we're so similar. It's so crazy. Like we're doing the exact same thing, but just in a different style and different times of the day. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. You might not be wired that way, but if you are, use it. My God, you guys, use it. The other night when I did my live, it was the most difficult live I've ever done. I was so scared. I was still scared. I had a lot of health scares, and I shared it. And there's over 500 views on that video, which is not even that much. But I'll tell you guys, I've had over 130 messages from people that I didn't even know were watching me. 130 messages from people that connected with me and said, thank you so much. I made my husband make an appointment today for this health scare. Thank you so much. I scheduled my mammogram. Thank you so much for reminding me that it's so much better to know than not know. And those things catapult my confidence. They make me feel like I'm doing the right things. And then they give me the ability to be bold and go live again tonight, if that makes sense. So if you can be vulnerable, oh my God, share your struggles. People love struggles. Nobody cares that you're a millionaire. Like, I love you, Amanda, but nobody cares that you can go out and buy 3 boats right this second. They want to know Amanda's heart. They want to know what Amanda struggled with to get there. So that's all I got.
No, I think that's all great. And, it actually, you finished up at a great time. That way I don't continue talking all through the night, because I will. But I want you guys to know, like, first of all, I know some of you guys are going to get off here and you're still never going to go live. I want you to think about what would happen if you did. Like, I really want you to think about, like, a lot of you, it's easy to get off of here and say, you know what, I'm not going to do this. But then I want you to think about, what if on August 30th, we came back and said, who's been going live for like the past 30 days? What has it done for you? Because not only is it going to help your business, guys, it's going to help you. I don't know that and I'm so sorry if you hear my husband screaming, Layla, because I can hear it loud and clear. But I want you to realize, like, what's going to happen over those 30 days as people watch your growth before their eyes. They're going to start seeing what you weren't doing to what you are doing, and they're going to start seeing you evolve and grow your confidence, because you will grow your confidence as you continue with that. And they will start to see more and more and get to know you more, that it's going to ultimately, it's almost like an awesome personal development, honestly, because it challenges you. And I'm going to tell you, I have been getting away from going live and doing my lives because we all get in our own heads, okay? Just because I'm a 200K and I, one of your uplines, I want you all to know, like, I get in my own head too. And I totally, like, can have my spaz moments. And I am an extrovert introvert. Okay. So it's very hard for a lot of people to understand that terminology. So I'm very outgoing. I'm very like, whatever. However, I'm very much to myself. Like I need my time. Like I need my personal, private, nobody around me time. Like I really don't like, I don't mind going to like events and out and have a few drinks or gatherings or whatever, but I need to recharge. Like if I go to those events, a lot of times what you'll notice is I skip out early or I come late. I like in Vegas, like I would much rather hang out in like the hotel room in San Diego, Stacy and them, they came to the room. Like I was more like and a lot of people don't know that. They don't think that. They think like I'm really outgoing. I'm like the life of the party. But I get drained really easily after I have that, I'm crazy moment. I have to kind of like recharge. And I'm the same way like in everyday life. Like I don't actually leave my house very often because I get very overwhelmed. But like at the same time, I'm very outgoing, but I also need that recharge time and so forth. So I want you guys to realize that it's okay to, people are going to assume things about you, like me in front of big crowds talking. It's like a whole nother ball game. Like I get really, really nervous. My hands are all clammy and I'm shaking. Like when I had to do the thing at conference this year and there was like 20,000 people in the audience. Like I'm like don't look at those people. So I just looked at the little crowd in the front because I was like, that'll help me a lot better, right? Because I felt comfortable talking to them. I just pretended like I was in a Zoom. And honest to goodness, whatever I said, I don't even know what I said, because I kind of space out and just start talking and rambling. And like Stacy said, sometimes you can do that when you go live, and you have to pull yourself back when you realize that like you can go on a rampage. I've totally had to delete lives because I have ended up making them last like hours. When truly, guys, if you can stick your live from like a 5 to 10 minute ratio, you're going to get more views and more people watching it through the whole thing. Honestly, about 5 minutes in, unless you're in a really engaged conversation with them, normally about 5 minutes in, they're done. People are done. And I can tell you from me personally, like I can watch about 5 minutes, my attention span is I'm done. So unless you're having like a general conversation during your live, you really should try to keep it to more of a shorter time span. That's going to increase the amount of people that are going to connect and watch it. But sometimes you have conversations, and sometimes you just want to let it all out. And guess what? Normally when I have one of those lives, people are warned well in advance in the title that it's going to be one of those lives. Like, oh, this is going to be something, but ultimately, at the end of the day, if you can take these tips, commenting, being true to yourself, you don't have to be perfect. Commenting on the day of your live, and then going back and liking the people's that commented, interacted the next day, asking people to share it or tag friends that can relate to it or that need to hear it. That's also something that is great, especially if you're talking about a topic, or maybe you're, I don't know, trying to find something for your dog and you're asking people's opinions, whatever it might be. I promise you it will in fact change your business. And now we have, like I said, Instagram Live, which I have never done. I'm going to be learning it right along with you guys, because what I plan to do is master Instagram. And why master it alone? Why not teach an entire team to come along with us on that journey of really coming from a different perspective? But when it comes to Facebook land, where all of us are, these lives, they need to start happening, because I want you guys to be seen. And as Facebook continues to change, what you're going to notice is you are going to have a lot more, like right now, if you notice, Facebook's really favoring groups, Facebook groups. So that's because they used to favor business pages, but they're not so much now. Now they're more likely, and I feel like Eric's doing something really bad back there behind you, Brittany, because he is just like giggling.
No, we are actually cracking up at Stacy's son behind her, because he is behind her jamming and rocking out and dancing, and we are like dying laughing over here. So that's kind of what my lives look like in the morning. It's my kids.
Oh, and that was the biggest mistake you ever made. He's like, did somebody say they were paying attention? He will never stop. Ever.
I couldn't help it. That's like when Amanda's alive and her kids are like in her face. She's like, go on. That's the kind of stuff that people want to see. They don't want to feel like they're the only psycho mom. Like, that's literally what I said this morning. Please don't make me feel like the only psycho mom out there. Yeah. So, yeah. I love it. And I love what Stacy said about the comment down below, should be yourself. Me and Stacy are two totally different people. Like, she is the yin to my yang. She is organized, punctualized, to the point, very bold, and I am very squirrel, all over the place, rambling, very unorganized, fly by the seat of my pants kind of person. So, but people love both of us because we're ourselves. So just be you. Yeah. No matter how weird or whatever you think it is, just be you.
Yeah. Is there anybody that has any questions before we end this tonight? Oh. Anybody out there? Stacey, I think your little boy has something to say.
What, Nikki? What do you want to say, Mr. McAllister?
Hey, Nikki, you're so fun. You play my man. Hey, Nikki. I'm sorry. I had to.
He's free. If anybody's in the market, I'm just saying.
I had to. Has he ever heard that? Please tell me he's heard that song. Okay. I love
He's
it.
named after Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. So
Oh my gosh,
I should
I
have
love
known
that
when I
anymore.
did that. I mean, name your kid McAllister and he's going to live up to the name. Trust
I
me.
love it. I love it. He's cute. He's like Leah, like gotta be in there. I got something to say, Mom. Oh yeah, that's a Leah move back there. I see him. Okay, guys, if nobody's got any questions, then we'll just end this and I'll upload it. I'll be putting it in the files section. If you are on Giselle's team, then she will be uploading it as well. So I love you guys and thank you for spending Monday night with me. And Stacy and Brittany, thank you so much for sharing. And listen, if any of you guys are really killing it in an area, then we want to hear from you. We want to hear your tips. We want you to step in and share, like if something is really working for you. And we want you guys to know that, you know, when I started, you know, in this industry 5 years ago, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, but I kept on trying different stuff and I started getting results. And then all of a sudden people wanted to hear like things that I had to share because what I was doing was working. And that is how, you grow your confidence because you literally then you learn something, you get results, you share it, you see everybody around you getting results, and it's a fulfilling thing. And yeah, so if you guys ever are like just killing it in some area, please never ever feel like you shouldn't say anything because you definitely have something to share. And anyways, everybody have a good night and I'll talk to you later, and I promise this will be saved and uploaded soon. Oh, I will. I know I have a lot of friend requests. I will. Absolutely.